by 2020 or face multi-million-pound fines. Well, as we've seen, the man at the sharp end of all this is Waseem Zaffar, the Council's Cabinet Member for Transport. He says these proposals need to win the acceptance of the community. So I asked him how exactly he intended to sell them.
The important thing, Patrick, is that we don't do this to the city, but with the city. And we have to win the hearts and minds of our communities. But it's absolutely essential that people understand there's a public health crisis in our city, and that's air pollution. It's killing or accelerating the death of 900 people in our city. And I don't want my son, nor as a corporate parent of this city, our children growing up in a city where they're breathing the sort of air pollution they are. And it's about thinking about our future generations and providing an environment where they can grow up healthy. We're a city blighted by health inequalities. That's not the sort of area or the sort of city I want my children and our children growing up in.
It would mean, though, that if it all comes in, that thousands upon thousands of people are going to have to get rid of their cars. What are you going to say to them? Would you help them? Would you cushion the blow, the cost?
We're asking the government to come forward with proposals and the resources to ensure that our communities are not hit as hard as they potentially could be. And I totally get that. We need to work with our businesses. We need to work with our taxi sector. We need to work with our wider communities to mitigate the impact of the introduction of a potential clean air zone as best possible.
It is the charging of private cars that's the real crunch issue in this, and we reported on Sunday Politics as early as January that this issue had come before the cabinet in which you serve. What would you say to the Tory group leader Robert Aldrin, who says, you know, there was a perfect opportunity to put this to the electorate in the all-out election last month, but it all went suspiciously quiet at that time? Isn't it just because it's a vote loser in your mind?
I would have loved to have come forward with these ideas a lot earlier, and I'm sure my colleagues who would have been serving in the cabinet before May would have done that, but the modelling and the information wasn't complete. We are at a stage now where we've got the information that we've put out to the public in a very open and transparent way, which will hopefully lead to a consultation period. And this is, I want to remind people, this is a consultation period, so nothing's been decided. The type of clean air zone hasn't been decided, the area that it will cover hasn't been decided, and we're looking forward to people coming to us with their ideas, with some radical ideas on how we can tackle air pollution in the city.
Some local businesses, small to medium-sized enterprises, especially those within the central area itself, they need their delivery vehicles. There are coach and bus operators. They're all going to be very badly affected by this, aren't they?
So we want to work alongside the Chamber of Commerce, and we've already begun discussions with them to see how together we can take the arse to government, being supported by our regional mayor Andy Street, to ensure that the government does come forward, provide that national leadership, and ultimately provide the resources for us to mitigate the impact on those businesses.
Do you sleep easy in bed, or do you see a political nightmare ahead of you?
I sleep easily because this isn't about politics. This is about people's lives. And I'm blessed to be in a position where I can impact positively on a city that I was born in and I've lived in all my life. I'm a very, very proud Brummie, and I want to be prouder after making some decisions that will make this a healthier city. It's a great city, and we want to make it a greater city for everyone who works here, who lives here, and who will ultimately grow up here.
Waseem Zaffar. And remember, it's not just Brummie